Our first presenter is Nikki Pynn, and the name of her slideshow is called Inconspicuous Birds. She is a local artist and an elementary teacher from Giles County Public Schools. So let's give it up for Nikki.
Thank you. That's sweet. This is my favorite room in the house. When my husband and I knew we were going to need to buy a house, we were looking for a place, and I knew that I needed a room to cook in, a room to sleep in, but they weren't important. The room to work in was important to me. My studio was the thing that I was most interested in. This is what I do in my studio. I work on stained glass. At the end of the studio is a commission that I finished just a couple of weeks ago. I also like to use soft pastels. You can see one in the back, and it's kind of medium stage. This is a great place to do both of those things. I create a mess, and then I leave it. These are some of my pieces that I've done in the past few years. The window, the iris is up in the corner. That's the one that you saw on the table before. So the half rounds were done in Roanoke. Sorry, I'm very nervous. That's me at one of the shows. I just show locally. Being a teacher, it's kind of hard to stock unless I can drive within 15 minutes of a place. Okay, I've got to catch my breath. You have to forgive me. I'm not used to presenting. This is Green Heron. This is a gallery in Radford that I show in. It's owned by Pecha Kucha, who started it. She named it after the birds and inconspicuous birds of Radford. There's Becky. Becky does boutiques as well. Let me catch up. So those are some of her pieces. She works in the back of the gallery. Okay. Becky, when she opened her doors, artists started pouring in. She had lets in anybody within a 50-mile range. Many of those people are well known and established beyond the 50 miles. Darcy Meeker, Jennifer Hand, Susan Lockwood, John Dancing Crow, graduate students come in from Radford University. She also has lesser known and emerging artists. Some of them are local crafters that work on projects around full-time jobs and just love having a place to offer their creations, or retired workers that have time to devote to something that they've always wanted to do. And there are crafters that just like to have their fingers on a lot of different things. Becky places these folks side by side. She intermingles the talents and styles, making Green Heron a location for varying artists, varying tastes and interests for shoppers, and varying budgets. Anyone can walk in and feel comfortable and not out of place. Textiles are prominent on the floor. Becky displays her boutiques at Green Heron. Nancy Fox makes reversible bags. Martha Burns offers aprons. Pat Tracy, who's a member of the local Weavers Guild, has work there at Green Heron. There's also numerous jewelers. Prices range from $10 to hundreds depending on the style and gems and the experience. Sandra Eileen is one. Kelly Burke of Mountain Lake Jewelry. Sidra Kaluska, I think that's how you say her name. Becky features artists with a show. They get a wall of their own. This is an opening that was in December 2011. It's Darcy Meeker's work for anybody who might recognize her work. This gives the public a chance to come out and meet the artists. That same month, there was BAM, the Radford Fiddle and Banjo Jam, stopped by. You can still see Darcy's work in the back, so it was the same month. Let's see, who is that? Lost my place. Sorry, guys. Okay. The last opening, last August, was L.S. King, who did the picture of Green Heron earlier, that beautiful green one. And the next one is going to be, the opening is going to be September the 14th from 5 to 7. And it's going to be Eileen Fletcher. I just got that picture off of Eileen's website. Becky also does framing. She has a lot of experience from having a store before in Radford, and she worked with Mish for many years. I'm not sure how many, but she's an expert and walks people through the framing process in choosing, and then her husband, David Latuca, does the work. We also offer, Becky offers classes at Green Heron. I've taught many stained glass classes there. That's one of them at the top, one of the workshops. That's one of my happy students, and her piece down at the bottom, one that she designed and we worked together to help her make. This is photographs that was taken from Bill Radcliffe's pinhole camera workshop, which was all in one day. They made the camera, they went out on a photo shoot, they had lunch together at River City Grill next door, and they came back and developed the film. Becky also teaches lots of batik classes. Those are some of her tools. She has a sort of open studio also for people who are interested in doing this, fall in love with the art, but really don't want to get involved in the mess that is involved in batiking. Wax and that can get pretty messy. I hope that you will come out to Green Heron at some point. I encourage you to give it a try if you never have, if you've never come in to see it. Imagine spending $20 or $200 in a local business that offers something unique rather than a business where everything is cranked out and looks the same. Green Heron is open Tuesday through Fridays and Saturdays. Thank you very much.